I'd like to speak to anyone who today could use a reminder of God's protective presence. If for whatever reason you need to be reminded that God extends His shadow over you and that He walks ahead of you and He walks behind you and He wants you to be at peace in His protection, then hang around. My Bible is open to Psalm chapter 91. At least I thought it was open. Now it is open. Psalm chapter 91. And we're going to look at just some of words from the first 6 verses. Also, at the end of my discussion of Psalm chapter 91, we're going to enjoy a beautiful reading of this powerful psalm as presented by young people from around the world. I love Young Life, its ministry around the world, and Young Life leaders and students have combined their voices and their forces to produce and present this beautiful presentation of Psalm chapter 91. If you'd like to hang around, I know you'll be blessed by it. It is a wonderful, wonderful word of encouragement. If you can't stay around or are unable to do so, please let us know how to pray for you. Just post your prayer needs on the page there, and you can bet that we'll pray for you. But if you can stay around and need a reminder about the size of the Lord's lordship and the protection of our pastoral Father, then nestle under the broad branches of Psalm chapter 91. I want to just whet your appetite. I'm reading from the first 6 verses. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge. He is my fortress, my God. In Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the plague or pestilence that walks in the darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. God offers more than the possibility of protection or the likelihood of protection. He promises for certain to give you protection. He guarantees that He will guard you and get you home safely. Your serenity matters to heaven. So God's presence encapsulates your life. Separating you from evil is God, your guardian. As you walk, He leads. As you sleep, He patrols. He will shield you with His wing. He will shelter you with His feathers. This image of living beneath the feathers, the protective wing of God, reminds me of a rained-out picnic. My college friends and I barely escaped a West Texas storm before it pummeled the park where we were spending a Saturday afternoon. And as we were leaving, my buddy brought the car to a sudden stop, and he gestured to a tender sight on the ground. There was a mother bird who sat exposed to the rain, her wing extended over her baby who had fallen out of the nest. The fierce storm prohibited her from returning to the tree, so she just sat and protected and covered her child until the wind had passed. From how many winds is God protecting you right now? At this moment, God extends His wing over you. He guards you. He protects you, according to this passage, from every trap, from the fatal plague, from the plague that stalks the darkness, from the terrors of the night, and the dangers of the day. One translation makes a bold promise, and that is, nothing bad will happen to you. Even the tragedies of this life will be forgotten in the glory of heaven. God is directing our steps, folks. He's delighting in every detail of your life. He loves you more than you love you. I invite you to make Psalm 91 a place of refuge for your soul. Listen, if you will, to this special presentation of the psalm read by Young Life students and leaders from around the globe. I want to thank my good friend Steve Millett for sharing this and allowing us to present it. And may the words of this beautiful psalm be the words that become the anthem of hope for your soul. Psalm 91.
He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High shall rest in the shadow of the Almighty.
They say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust.
Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence.
He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge.
His faithfulness is a shield and a buckler. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day.
Nor pestilence that stalks the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday.
Podrán caer 1000 a tu izquierda y 10,000 a tu derecha, pero a ti no te afectará.
And if you say, the Lord is my refuge, and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, and no disaster will come near your tent.
Porque Él ordenará que sus ángeles te cuiden en todos tus caminos.
І руки їхні враз тебе підхоплять, щоб ти спіткнутися на стиху камінь.
Tu marcheras sur le lion et sur l'aspi. Tu fouleras le lionceau et le dragon. Puisqu'il m'aime, je le délivrerai. Je le protégerai puisqu'il connaît mon nom.
He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him.
І довгістю днів я його насичу, і він буде бачити спасіння моє.